Alright, we're back to Diablo 3. We're going to get back to where we were with the character, but this time we are playing the Reaper of Souls version. So, things are a little different. The drop rates are more class specific for every character you use, so that's definitely better. And I also, the difficulty system's completely different. Instead of having normal, nightmare, hell, and inferno mode, which I would explain towards the end of normal mode, once I beat it, would be nightmare, which you can keep leveling up further past that. But with Reaper of Souls, they kind of got rid of that and changed the game so that way when you leveled up, the enemies leveled up with you. So now you're not going to see a complete gameplay with the last few parts where I was just destroying people. Things are going to start matching closer to my level. This is still going to line up with the original game. It's just difficulty-wise, you might have a little easier time if you're closer to my level. So let's set it up right here now. So campaign, we're back at Act 3. And we're starting the Machines of War. That's alright. Yeah, and these are the new difficulties. Pretty much, for first time players, go with like normal or hard just to get a little feel for it. Expert and master would be more just a little bit more reward for the difficulty. Expert and master is usually where I play around with just the feel for the game. I haven't really played around with Torment yet. Like I did a little bit, but I definitely need to get better gear before I start doing this stuff. But we're going to be playing on hard for our Reaper of Souls, just so it has a little difficulty, but nothing too crazy difficult. So let's start this off. Alright, with Reaper of Souls also, all the skills have pretty much changed. So yeah, we're going to be going through in that and see how we can better prepare ourselves. So let's check out our skills. Yeah, see, everything's different now. So we need to focus on a fire build, which now with all the different classes, I should be able to have a fire move for everything. So we're going to stick with the shock pulse of the fire bolts. We could also go with the Spectre Blaze to get fire damage, but I don't think it's anything too crazy. I mean, it's kind of fun, but you also have to really focus on your time frames with fire. I'm trying not to talk too much about the skills because the first time I played this game and looked at my wizard, I was here for like a half an hour just working everything out with my skills. And also with missile magic, yeah, I said it backwards, yep. If you're going to go with a fire build, you probably want to go wait until later when you get the higher abilities, because right now the first one's is better arcane or a better ice one. Oh, sorry, wrong way. So we're going to be going with the fire bolts. And if you couldn't tell, a lot of the numbers are different for abilities now. So you're going to start seeing a lot more higher percentages for attacks and whatnot. And the passives are different as well, so we're going to have to look at that. Disintegration Ray, we're probably going to get rid of that. I mean, it's a very awesome ability. We're going to look for something that's a little bit more fire damage. I believe, yeah, not high enough level yet to get that. But yeah, a lot of the moves are different now, so we have to pay attention to that. Well, I guess we'll stick with the Disintegration Ray. Alright. And Frost Nova, not a whole lot's changed with it. The cooldown is much lower this time, so that way you can spam this a little bit more than the original game. And slow time, yeah, just a few different abilities. It's good to look over because they did change the game quite a bit. Stick with Cold Snap so we can keep using that. Hydra, just stick with the fire version. Wave of Force, they've changed this quite a bit, so there's different God, I can't think of words today. Fire and ice and lightning damage for a lot of the different abilities now, so it's a good idea to pay attention to that. So and Energy Twister, they've actually made this relatively decent now. You can use this and it's actually worth it. I wouldn't say crazy worth it because it still works the same way as focusing in one spot type of deal. So let's stick with Hydra and not the arcane version. Shoot. There we go. Meteor, still the basic fire fall from the sky. Yep, stick with Hydra. Storm armor, just the reactive to have people when they hit us. Ice armor is a little different now, so that way it's still kind of the same ability. And explosive is just a much more powerful blast, so where are we going with that? And mirror armor, mirror armor, that'd be kind of different. Mirror image is a little different too, so like I said, it's good to check over all your abilities if you're switching from the game. And all the abilities are different. Before, blur used to be 20%, now it's just 17%. Power hungry, instead of just getting more energy, more arcane power from your globes, you get like, best way to describe this, like power hungry charges, that way you can kind of cast free abilities, so that's kind of a cool idea. Still the same cooldown, still the same glass cannon. Prologue, I believe, is now 5 arcane instead of 4. I could be wrong on that. Same astral presence, and illusion is actually much lower now. Instead of 35%, it's now 15%. So this ability can be used pretty well. And also, there's a little second one to it where, oh shoot, kicked out. Yeah, kind of working with that. And when you use those abilities, you get a movement speed plus. So it's actually a pretty good deal. But we're going to be focusing more on our astral presence. But yeah, I mean, everything's a little different now. Your armor and health are combined into one. Like, you still have a separate health and you still have a separate armor, but the way the game calculates it is in one deal. Just the star up here is just the legendary stuff I had over here. It's nothing too crazy. But yeah. I mean, for a level 1 player, that's a very good set of armor. But other than that, I think I touched about everything. There's a Paragon system. We're not touching that. The follower's still the same. Actually, his skill got reassigned. I don't know why that happened. But yeah, stick with the health. Yeah, a lot of his abilities are a little better now, so they kind of balance out. So it makes you want to choose which one you want to go with. Other than that, everything's kind of the same. So let's continue. I didn't talk too long, so I don't feel like I wasted most of this episode. Alright, I know I already ran down this way, but we'll do a double take and run down here again.
I have saved Bastion's keep.
Yeah.
It is time to leave the confines of the keep and take the fight to Azmodan's war machines upon the open fields.
Let's go, sucker. So like I stated before, all the enemies are rematching closer to our level, so if you want to kill guys quicker, you're going to have to set up the right gems earlier in the game to kill guys faster and get faster experience. Other than that, you're going to be leveling up pretty consistently at the same rate almost every level.
Thank the gods are here. You've got to destroy those ballistae. They're raining hell down upon us. We can't last much longer.
Now that dungeon up there is always there. You can always go down and get a little bit more treasure, but let's continue the quest. Yes. Yeah, most chests in this field are gonna offer a one of these big guys sitting right next to it. So just an idea to keep an eye on. Ooh, that was actually a really good armor. For health wise. I might switch to that. Still working with the cane just to get the extra experience to level up quicker. But if you're playing this version, the enemies are just going to level up faster with you so we can get better equipment faster, that's all. Not a huge difference, but yeah. Dodge is still in this game, so I'm liking that. Alright, pretty much you want to keep going top right to continue the story quest. Mostly on that field is a bunch of dungeons. And a few new abilities in this game I could cover too. Massacre. The massacre is a little different now, where you can kind of see how much you're killing and keep track of that. There isn't any one-shot deals where you kill like 8 or 10 enemies in one blow. Destroying objects makes you move faster, and I believe if you use traps, you get a resource boost, like those chandeliers from the first act. And also we got these yellow pools, the pools of reflection. What these do will actually boost your experience. But the nifty thing about it is this also transfers to your other characters as well. So if you're playing multiple classes, it's a good idea. The only downside is once you get it with one character, it's all done. But it stacks up to 10 times, so that's really worth it if you're doing a lot of experience grinding. Yeah, just pretty much we're going after these ballistics. Yep, so there's the massacre. It tells me how much time I have left with that fuse. But essentially, I was going to say something like totally forgot. Yeah, well, hopefully it comes back to me. One sec. Yes, I know. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, it's actually worth actually destroying objects and using traps and killing enemies, because now the enemies, it's not a certain experience. Oh, I didn't want to go down there. It does it probably like a percentage now. So if you kill like 10 enemies, you're going to get a 0.5 experience boost for that many enemies. And the more enemies you kill in one go, the more higher that goes. And I remember now, it's the those yellow orbs you saw drop. Those aren't just those flashes anymore. What that does usually is give you a double attack bonus. And the more of those you get, the extra 20 seconds you get. So those can actually be pretty powerful. Shwink. Yeah, we're going to be finding a lot of objects that'll be better for you. Because I noticed this game is actually a little bit nicer about getting you higher level, well, consistent level itemry. Yeah, that's not even a word. Equipment, so that way you can be, well, pretty badass. Alright. Not always, but usually I've seen it more in this one than the original game. So we'll go after the yellow orb. And usually every time those yellow orbs will drop every 10 kills you get. So if you get to 20, another one will drop. 30, another one will drop. And now we're level 29. So we got a few more different abilities. Fork lightning, if you're using the Sith lightning. Well, every time you critical, it sends out random bolts as well to do a little bit more damage on the field. Stick with the fire one. Slow time got a time and space. This wasn't in the original game, so this is a different ability altogether. What this does is the way when you're fighting the mage back in Act 2, I totally forgot his name, but you know how he did the slow time on your person from a distance? Now you get to do that ability to other people. It's actually kind of cool. So if you're trying to fight from someone at a distance, but they got plenty of speed on you, throw that down and get some distance between you two. But we're going to stick with the Frost Nova. Meteor got Lightning Bind. This is a little different for the Meteor as well. It never had a lightning ability. It had an Arcane, a Ice, and still Fire. Another Lightning I don't remember. But when this hits, if it does a critical, it does a little bit more duration damage and it mobilizes people. So that's kind of cool. If your critical is higher, it might be a good ability, but I'm not going to stick with that. And Time Bomb. This was still in the main game, but essentially it doesn't go off in the 1.5. It charges up for another second to cause more power damage. So it does more damage to closer enemies. I'm just going to stick with the just increased damage for the 1.5 because all we're going to be getting from this is just another like maybe 100% damage. But also the way this works is it detonates on a spot where you triggered it, that button ability. So if you did it like 5 feet away, well, it's going to be at that point where you pressed it, not where you're standing now. So yeah, let's keep on going. Oh, shoot, not paying attention. Oh, we got 2 locations. So let's go to the bottom right one first. Yeah, there's also some new books in this one talking about the new character and whatnot, so if you're not getting the Crusade books, it's not the end of the world. This story is nothing too deep, doesn't really affect the story of other characters. It's like the same deal back in this act with the Fall of the Barbarian books. Just their version, that's all. We're going to go a little bit longer today on this video. Just because I explained all that stuff in the beginning.
They've been settling for hours.
Oh wait, no, we gotta go destroy that last one before we go up there. Alright, there's that last one. Not too far away. Ooh, I don't even show that. Yeah, the higher you get your kill bonus, the better, because that way you can get more experience faster. Because now getting that high up, we get up 1.75 instead of 1.5. Yeah, you got nothing left, but we're gonna kick your butt.
I could no longer sit idly by while you brought the fight to Azmodan. It has been too long since I felt the thrill of battle myself.
Destroying my siege weapons makes little difference. Every hour, more of my forces pour forth from the mouth of hell. Soon, they will wipe your pathetic keep from existence.
Brave words, Azmodan. But words are all you have left to hurl at us. Forward, friend! Now we shall drive Azmodan's army back into the accursed crater.
We worked hard enough to reforge your sword of justice. I look forward to finally seeing you wield it. Let us depart.
That's right, took us forever to set that up in Act 1. Let's go use it. Material's not a super asset to these fights, he just kind of helps. Oh, another thing I want to explain. Those white items, you need to pick every one of those up in this mode now. I know back in the first game I said, you know, if you're a high enough level, don't even worry about those anymore. Now this game pretty much threw that logic out the window and said, no, you need everything. Because now you can salvage white items and, well, you need to salvage those to make better equipment. If not, well, you're going to be kind of boned. And that was actually a really good piece of gloves. We're going to throw that on real quick. Oh yeah, more intelligence. We lose a little fire damage, not the end of the world, but a lot more health and hit. So We're gonna be taking that. Thank you. Yeah, see, I kind of like this system, but I kind of don't for the health and armor reason. I liked it when it was like separate. Now it combines it. You're not sure how much health you got. You're not sure how much armor you got. You gotta kind of go into detail mode for that. But usually, I just see people focus on, you know, the higher that is, the better, which, you know, is the case. Chance for glory. I go fast. You gotta go fast.
These creatures won't go down easily.
Ooh, a legendary. Let's check that out. Well, that's pretty fine. Yeah, if you see those yellow gloves, usually go for those, just so you can get that double damage and kill enemies faster.
Just a scout. I was supposed to survey the battlefield from this tower along with my lieutenant, but we were attacked. I still have the spyglass here. Please, take it to my lieutenant. I don't know how long he'll be able to hold out up there.
Okay, this is a new event. Pretty much you just gotta go climb this tower and kill everything in our sight to give it to this captain. Probably one of the easiest events in the game. Just because it's very short. I don't know if there's a double meaning to this quest. I don't know why it's just so short, but yeah, I'll go with it. He's gonna blow! Oh, it's minus damage out of nowhere. Okay.
What happened to the scout? Is he still alive?
He is gravely wounded. You will have to continue your mission alone.
I see. Thank you for the news. I will tell his family.
Crazy climber. Alright, let's get on out of here.
Look out!
Huh. I'm pretty sure if you slow that down, he died before that meteor hit. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if there's a double meaning to this event or what, but it's one of those weird ones. Ouch. Yeah, punk. Throw that helmet on, because that was way better. Yeah, better than everything. I'll survive with a less experience bonus. Alright, level 30. Bunch of new things open up there.
Stand victorious.
New passive. Actually, let's put on a new passive. Actually, disintegration ray got a new ability. Killing the enemies with this will make them explode to do more damage. It's alright. It's nothing. It's not really worth it. I mean, if you get the bigger beam, you're hitting more people anyway. Familiar gets that damage increase. This is very good if you're using this ability, just because it boosts your overall damage, which is pretty good. And now we get Archon. This is a very powerful ability I've seen people use, and if used correctly, you are a massive amount of destruction. We'll show that off a little bit. They're replaced with different abilities, so you gotta kind of remember how two different forms work almost. But we gotta look at those passives since we can throw another one on. Now with when you hit 30, you get a new ability called Cold Blood. Pretty much anytime you're using freezing abilities or cold abilities, you're gonna do more damage to people that are chilled or cold. That makes sense to what I was saying before about the ice armor. Since you got that chilled effect on, you're gonna be doing more damage to people near you. So that's a good ability to use. We're gonna stick with, well, we don't have a lot of cooldowns. Let's go with Blast Cannon, just to do some damage. And we got that new legendary. Let's look at that. And it sucks. Not really worth for me. Oh well. I mean, if I didn't have that red item on my knife here, it might be better, but... Alright, if we get a big group of enemies, I want to show off this Archon.
Help me.
Yeah, transmogs, don't worry about that. I'm going to explain that in Act 5. Oh no!
Of senseless death.
But he came out of here. Let's go check it out. Yeah, this episode is going to be long. I'll try to edit out as much as I can. Now, if you can open this door yourself, there's a merchant down here. But since, well, that guy crawled out, there's enemies down here. And this is the new Archon ability. So let's go, 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 go. We're gonna move, move, move. Pretty much, we gotta kill as many people as we can to keep this ability going, I believe. Or it's a special room. But apparently, you just become super badass mode. Yeah, see? So that way you get stronger attacks just for a short time. There's a rune in the original game where if you keep killing enemies, you get a second for every kill. Which if you set up for each room and kill, like, say, 50 enemies in one room, you're gonna get a massive amount of time if you comb through a place. I know I've heard people saying once they've cleared a dungeon, still had like an extra 2 minutes left on it, which is crazy. Alright, I'll explain that in the next part. This one's getting lengthy as it is. Gotta keep on going. Yeah, pretty much now you just want to pick up everything. It's just worth it. Alright, we're at the Demon Gate. Well, let's see. Let's stop it here and I'll start the next part after this. See you guys next time.